Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villa and welcome to episode 40 of Raise the Holte, our bid for world domination with Aston Villa. And today it's the Festive Fixtures. We have Tottenham and Newcastle over Christmas, and that is going to be a tough game against Spurs, that's for sure. And then Newcastle's no mugs either. Now, since last episode, where we of course beat Rio Ave and then Wolves in the derby, you can see things have been almost perfect. Almost, because we only managed a draw away to Stoke first up. This was a relatively even game. To be honest. Now, when we started the game, I kind of thought, we should be probably beating Stoke. But it was an even game, as I said, on the day. Borja got the goal for us. It was an equaliser at the time. And you can see by match stats, player ratings, it was a relatively even game. And I was okay with the draw. It was a good point in the end. Then we went and we played Crystal Palace. Now, this was a game that we deserved to win. But... and you can see there from player ratings, but it was a kind of an even game as well, as the match stats will show. Labadovic and Junpi with a penalty in the 94th minute to seal up the win for us. As I said, a good win, but it wasn't as comfortable perhaps as 2-0 looks, as the late goal would suggest. Then we played Legia Warsaw in the last game of the Europa League. Now, we'd already guaranteed top of the group, so we played some of the kids. Mosley got a run out, as did Harry Thomas, as did Lee Hendry, as did Brian Carlos. Brian continued his run of scoring in every Europa League game he's played, and of course he missed the Rio Ave game through injury, so he didn't score in that one, obviously. Hepburn Murphy and Roshawn Williams with the other goals for us. It was a really, really good performance, except for Botheim. Botheim had one of his games where he forgot how to play football. Then we went and played West Ham away from home, and this was a really, really good performance. We were 2-0 up in this one. Junpi, who's come back into a little bit of form, and Almeida as well. Now, Almeida, in this game, we played him in the Jack Grealish role. He was amazing. He played so well. I was really, really happy with how he played. So, that is a good win on the road away to West Ham. Then we played Southampton, who are struggling in the league, and it was just chaotic. We were amazing going forward, particularly in the second half. We were 2-1 down at half-time. Second half, we just ran absolute riot. Borja with a double, an own goal, which was a Markovic stunning strike. It's a Markovic goal, trust me. I'm going to put it in goals of the month anyway at the end of this episode, and you will see it, and it's a Markovic goal. Marin, and then Markovic did actually get himself on the score sheet for proper. We were just incredible. Southampton, to be fair to them, they weren't too bad going forward either, as 3 goals would suggest. But you can see from the match stats, we made shots on target, maybe doesn't display it so much. We dominated the game, 62% possession. We deserved the win. It was just a little bit leaky at the back. So that is where we're at with that. Now, we have had the Europa League draw as well. Since last episode, we have Anderlecht in this first knockout round. We should be able to do that. I do like that we are away from home first leg as well, so we can go out there, knock in some away goals, hopefully, and then, just cruise at home. But we'll deal with that. That's a few episodes' time. But look at the league table. You can see, despite that run, undefeated through December so far, we are still only 4th. But we have closed the gap. We're only 4 points off top now. So is there a sneaky title charge coming here? I don't know. But we've caught Liverpool. We're only 2 points behind Manchester United. And today's opponent, Spurs, you can see we've got a 5-point gap there. If we can win today, 8-point gap, you start to wonder, are we going to be in the Champions League next year? But there's a lot of teams queuing up behind them there. Watford, Arsenal, and obviously Spurs. If we were to lose and they were to all win, then it starts to get a little bit close again, doesn't it? But still a long, long way to go. So let's get on with the team we're sending out to play Spurs. Now, I have gone back to being more attacking, the old attacking formation, so we're going to stick with that. We've been working in defence, or on defence in training all week to try and make sure we're a little bit tighter at the back. So it's Livakovic in goal, Target, Ayer, Chambers and Bree as a back 4, Tonali and Grealish in midfield, Markovic, Junpi and Marin in behind Borja. Hopefully we'll get some clean sheets and goals. So we can see the way they're lining up. We're pretty much matching up man for man. We have tended to struggle against Spurs, especially defensively in the past. So we're away from home here. What do we say? We've been on a good run. Go out there and impress me. I'm wondering if this is one to just ignore media praise. No, let's stick with it. Passionate. We've been on a good run. Go out there and impress me. Some calm. We have faith. And one thing I do want to do, actually, because he lit us up last time, I'm pretty sure, is I want to go and man mark the wing-backs. Suso, I remember last time, was quite good against us. And we might just go and do the same on the other side, just so I don't regret it. Does it Son on that side? Yeah, when he goes and scores or sets up a goal. Alright, let's get out there and see what we can do against good old Spurs. We have signed a new long-term contract at the club too, It's 4 or 5 years. I can't remember exactly how many, but it's long term. So our future is secured at the club, but we weren't going anywhere anyway. We have given Harry Kane a bit of a kick in the shin, so that's not a bad thing. Let's get creative here. Come on, boys. Like I was saying, we have, with this formation, when I went back to it, looked really good. We're scoring a lot of goals, but it's just defensively we're a little bit opened. So that's the concern, especially coming into playing these better teams. We got away with one there. Breed actually did a good job, didn't he? Stuck with him and perhaps put him off just enough. So I do think this formation was definitely... There's a decent ball for Borja. Can he finish? Borja! Oh, saved by, I'm assuming, Lloris in goal. No, it's not Lloris anymore. He's on the bench. Who was their goalkeeper? We'll try and get that next time. It's just against these better teams, whether we're going to be too open defensively. But like I say, we were doing well, so I don't really want to tinker with it while it's doing well. That's cleared upfield. Borja, no, it's a bit too far ahead of him. And Borja's he's been taking his chances. Didn't take that one, obviously, but he's reliable from the penalty spot as well, which is good. He can get onto that. That's very lungy, two-footed, ref. It's too open, this game, isn't it? They've got a man in the middle. We've had a couple of chances, so I think we'll show some passion here. That Adobe tackled. I mean, that's reddish, isn't it? It's a reddish card tackle. The problem there is Ali. Is that no, AR was caught out upfield. All right. So do we put that just down to experience, or do we? Oh, what a goal that is! I mean, you've just got to kind of hold your hands up to that, don't you? Let's demand more. That could be goal of the season. We haven't done anything wrong there. I mean, we just haven't. We were tight to him. You can't do anything about that. So it looks like we maybe should have been a little bit more conservative. But we'll stick with it. We've kind of dug ourselves in a hole now, so we need to try and get ourselves out of it. Let's give it a get creative. We do have options on the bench. We do have the Newcastle game coming up in sort of 2 days' time. Sort of Boxing Day and then straight after it. My plan going into it was to play this team in this formation against Spurs, and then the Europa League formation and team against Newcastle. That way we're kind of keeping players fresh, but we're getting ripped to pieces here. I'm wondering if it would have been, in hindsight, a better idea to play the Europa League formation against Spurs and then this formation against Newcastle, who are a weaker team, who we know we can sort of pick apart with this style of play. AR's gone early again for Borja. He can't quite get to it. We're going a little bit too long for my liking. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to, not play long passes, but that's fine. Close down the keeper. I wanted to see who that keeper was, didn't I? And then we got distracted by conceding goals. We're too high up, aren't we? They're going over the top of us. We did get away with that one. We're gonna have to sit a little bit deeper here. Do we? No, we won't lower it. We'll just go a little bit deeper. We're looking sloppy now. We're starting to look sloppy, and that's not a good thing. This is not good. We're getting picked to pieces. Let's try just maybe an encouragement coming into half-time. We've got anxious, furious players. We haven't really... We've had a couple of sniffs, and Borja had that chance at the start, but we really, other than that, haven't done anything. It's such a shame, because we were playing really well. We looked really good when we were attacking, but it just hasn't quite worked there. So be aggressive, show me something else. Let's fire them up. We'll give it a little bit of time here and just see if that has any effect. I mean, we could look to go more defensive in midfield, but I feel like the problem with that is that it just becomes sort of damage limitation, doesn't it? We're not going to win if we're playing more defensively. But if they score again, then maybe damage limitation is exactly what we need. we're not. They seem to have a man over all the time. Oh, that would have been unlucky. I think we're going to have to change it just because they have that man over all the time, and I'm not quite sure how they have it. But when we're playing the same formation, but we don't. Jumpy isn't having his best game in any case, so we'll take him off. Bring McGinn on. Send him box to box. Oh, I didn't want to have to do that, but I don't understand how they're getting that man free, but we're not getting Jumpy free. So that's frustrating. I'll have to have a think about that, why that was. Alright, is this going to be an Aston Villa highlight? Goes out for Bree. Come on, boys. A lot of space for him to run into there. He's looking to use it nicely. There's Marin! Oh! Back in the game! Antonio Marin! That is a really, really good finish. And James Bree, that's a good assist. That's a really, really good assist. So let's demand more of that, please, boys. Look at that run from James Bree. He had so much space in field there, and he's picked out Marin with a peach of a pass. And that's not a bad first-time finish, is it, from Antonio Marin? 7th goal of the year for him. Just trucking along nicely. On track for, what's that be, 14, 15 goals, wouldn't it, if he can keep that going. Here we go. Now, suddenly, we're back in this game, and we might be able to sneak a draw out of a game that looked like we could get nothing from it. We need to defend this corner first. We have. Aya's going to pick that up, and can we get them on the counter? We've got a man over here I can see getting forward. Aya can pick a pass. He's done just that. It's Markovic! That's an absolute stunner! 4th goal of the season, and well, we got Rob one as well. That is goal of the season potentially right there. That is an absolute belting strike. Aya, look at this. Good run, picked him out, and he does have a pass on him, and look at that. Oh my god, that is from the very top drawer of strikes, isn't it? What a goal from Lazar Markovic. Now this is more like it. We're not going to go and concede though, are we? We just got ourselves back in the game. Come on, boys. So the change in formation, I think, well, it's obviously worked, hasn't it? Because we've scored 2 goals. They've got a lot of bookings as well. Yeah, suddenly the tide of this game has changed. We just need to not go and concede straight after scoring, please. Boys! Oh! That's really annoying. That's really annoying. Alright, come on, boys. Show some passion. We had... was it Chambers that was there? They just brought Belletti on too, and just couldn't get enough on it, could he? Didn't quite get it back to Livakovic, but just did enough to sort of bring Livakovic off his line. Oh, come on, boys. Come on. What have we fallen asleep again? Demand more. Oh, that's so annoying. I mean, it's pinballs, but it's. All right, come on. Is it going to be... That's another Southampton game. That's hacked clear. We should be able to get to that. Matty Target goes upfield again. It's headed away. Marin's there. Heads it down for Grealish. Look at the space we've got in field here. Look at the space. McGinn takes a touch. McGinn! He rolls it off for Markovic. Out for Bree. That's nice. That's nice. Come on, Bree. Pick a cross, mate. Pick a cross. It's headed away again. Are we going to get countered? Oh, we are, you know. It's like Spurs decided that they were going to stop playing, and now they're like, oh, we better start playing again. We're getting absolutely picked to pieces, and I haven't changed anything. I haven't changed anything. That's the annoying thing. Right, Chambers is having a shocker. Let's get him off. I don't understand what has happened. Let's bring Brian on for Borja as well. He's not having a great game. And that's really... well, it's disappointing, first of all, having got back to 2-2. Alright, let's give it a calm down. But it's frustrating. I don't understand what happened there. I mean, I got a bit excited after the second goal and I didn't give them a shout. Maybe I should have been giving them a concentrate shout. We're getting absolutely destroyed now. It's disallowed. And you know what else is annoying? Is that we've worked on training all week. Specifically for this game. That's harsh on Spurs, I think, that one. On this game to make sure that we could attack and be solid at the back. And we've been anything but solid at the back. All right, can we get back to 5-3? No, we cannot. There's time here for them to go the other end, you know. Come on, boys. Come on, get a tackle in. Let's just run down the clock. It's only 30 seconds to go now. It's beginning to look more like an end-of-game highlight than a proper highlight, so that's good. I mean, it does sort of show the difference, I guess, between us and where we need to be. But that's... Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great, was it? We can't really complain. I'm much more disappointed to get back to 2-2 and then have it all just fall to pieces like that. I don't understand why. I mean, Spurs made some subs, but I don't understand why it happened. It's literally like they flicked the switch, wasn't it? It's like they flicked the switch and like they're back to 2-2, so you know we better go and start scoring again. And we did. We angered them. And we paid the price for angering them. That's for sure. But that just makes it a little bit closer, doesn't it? And it sort of our goal difference isn't great. Anyway, guys, wait. They will be back for Newcastle, and hopefully more goals. But you know, we're scoring them, not taking them. All right, guys, welcome back. Let's hope we can rebound from that. We're at home to Newcastle, and we just need to just consolidate after that. Consolidate our position in the league table. Hopefully, we can come out of this with a win and stay in 4th spot. Let's have a look at the team we're sending out, and it is, as I said, the Europa League formation, more or less the Europa League team. You know what? Let's stick Gaz Mosley in goal as well. He's been playing well. So we'll go with Gaz Mosley in goal. It's Coetzee, Roshan Williams and Holgate as the back three. Gumney down the right, Mobida down the left, Cochrane and McGinn in midfield, Abdul Rahman in behind Bothheim and Brian Carlos. If you're wondering where Nick Roberts has been this episode, he's picked up a bit of a knock, so he's unfortunately unavailable for the Christmas games. Yeah, I'm not sure when he'll be back, but I don't want to risk him. I mean, you've seen Markovic, he's been in good form anyway, so there's no need to risk him coming back early. Do we just expect to see a much better performance? Or do we? Yeah, I think we've got to say that, don't we? Because that wasn't really good enough. Even though it wasn't these players, you win as a team, you lose as a team, so they get told off for what their teammates did last game. Now, you may have noticed too, I forgot to mention this, we did get Leicester City in the FA Cup 3rd round. I think we were at home. I can't swear to that, though. So that's not as easy as we would have liked. Leicester are, of course, a Premier League team. But we'll see what we can do against them in that. I'm not too worried about the FA Cup this year, to be honest. I think, especially where we are in the league, it's more just about trying to sneak into those top 4, those Champions League spots. So if we can go far in the FA Cup, we will, obviously. We'll put out a decent team, but sort of not players that we're using in the first team at that point. We might even go with the Europa League team to start with till the Europa League starts up again. And just sort of see how far we can get. I think I was thinking about it, not that I've had that long in between games here, given there's only a day's break. I think we might when we play the better teams, I was looking back, because we got really badly beaten by Arsenal and Manchester United as well, and I think when we play that sort of front three and behind a striker against those sorts of teams, we're just too open. There's a good ball in, and it's cast off the post. So I think when we're playing those sorts of teams, we're going to have to just be a little bit more defensive, and then when we're playing the lesser teams, then I think we can go for it a little bit more with that sort of number 10. Chelsea's taken the lead. Now, Chelsea are struggling a little bit this year, so they're one of those teams, though, because we might remember an episode or two ago, they beat us. And they're one of those teams that they're not in the top 4 now, but you know that they are more than capable of beating anybody. So there's a ball out for McGinn. Can McGinn find a shot? McGinn! What a goal! I thought that heavy touch had ruined it for him, but no, not at all. He's just knocked it around the defender and powered it in with his left foot. I think it was a left foot strike, or were we behind the goal? Maybe it was a right foot strike. We'll see here anyway. What a goal that is. He can half strike with mid-area. That touch there, I thought that had ruined it, but he just went around the defender, and that would be his left foot, yeah. So well done, John McGinn. 3rd goal of the year for him. That's what we like to see. Let's demand more of that, please. You can see Coetzee, he's still after more first-team football. I'm trying to give it to him, but he just looks complacent when he's out there. Now, of course, after this game... Oh, Abdul Rahman, what is that? The transfer window opens. Now, we need to sort of have a think about what we want to do in that. I mean, I'd say midfield's the area we need to strengthen, if anywhere. But after that last game, defence could maybe do with a bit of a touch up. But what I'm thinking, I'm wondering, because we have that Rodrigo defender. That's a horrible throw. What are we doing there? Easy for Gaz. So what I'm thinking is that maybe we might see if we can sell on Coetzee, and then we can bring Rodrigo into the Premier League squad. If he doesn't want to be here anyway, we do have too many central defenders. We have Jacob Badeau, who we never even look at, who's decent enough. Right, what do we say to this? I'm never sure whether it wasn't good, so we're not going to say it was good. I'm going to say it was far from pleased. I could say don't get complacent, but that kind of takes away from the fact that other than John McGinn and a bit of a wonder strike from a set piece, we've been pretty awful. Yeah, so we do have too many central defenders anyway. So it might be see if we can cash in on Coetzee perhaps. It looks as though Madsbach, who we signed, I think, January in the Championship, there's interest in him. We haven't used him. I've had him transfer listed, so I'm going to try and sell him as well. He was a good... I still maintain at the time he was a good signing because he can play... let's demand more here. He can play centre-back and sort of left back, left wing back. So at the time, I still think he was a good signing, but I think we've just moved past him. So he was quite expensive at the time as well, but we can't do anything about that. It was what it was at the time we signed him, and I think we just moved past him now. He would still do a job. Granted, we could bring him back in, and he's a 3-star player, so he'd do a job for us. But I just think that, come on, boys, this has not been fantastic. Just coming in towards the end of the game here, I'm wondering if we start and close this down a little bit. The problem is that anybody I'd look to take off is playing quite well. Botheim's not having a great game. Do we bring... You know what we might do? We might bring Jumpy on for him. Jumpy's pretty good if we play him as a deep-lying forward. Play him on support. Just sort of holding up the ball. He's quite good at that. There is some interest in Jumpy as well, and I'm tempted to sell him on. But the problem is that he's a good player. He's a really, really good player. I never looked at the Spurs goalkeeper last game, did I? Yeah, he's a really good player, and I don't really want to sell him because he is good. It's just finding that role for him. When he's good, it's one of these players, when he's good, he's really good. And when he's not good, you don't really see him. So, yeah, I'm kind of tempted to keep him now that we're sort of going back to playing that number 10. He could be useful in that role. Abdul Rahman, look at your man here. Look at your man. It's Cochrane! No! Harry Cochrane! I tell you what, I think he might have just outdone McGinn there for best goal of the game. That's his second of the game. Oh, sorry, second of the season. Our second of the game. And that will be that. That'll clinch it for us. But two really good goals. I'll tell you what, we haven't we've conceded quite a few. But the 4 goals we've scored have been pretty good, haven't they? Keeper maybe should have done a little bit better there. Maybe unsighted by the defender, though. But Harry Cochrane blasts that in the back of the net. And that'll do it. That will do it, boys. We won't bother making any more changes. We'll keep the players that are on the bench fresh for future challenges. And there we go. If you did enjoy that episode too, guys, just make sure you hit thumbs up. It helps people find the channel. And don't forget to comment. Let me know what you think we need to do in January. We have a little bit of cash because we signed players in January. Look at this is what he can do. That's what Jumpy can do. It's a shame he couldn't quite find the pass through there. We would have had the third goal. That's little snippet there of what Jumpy can do. But we've dominated that game. We deserve to win it. I'll just sort of show you his attributes before we leave. You can see he's really, really good. The only problem is that when we signed him because we thought we could retrain him as a striker, but it turns out we can't really do that, or as an inside forward. So he's kind of just stuck on that one position, and that's where he falls down a little bit for us. But he is really good. You didn't see it against Spurs. He had one of those games where he was just invisible. But yeah, he is perhaps somebody that we could look to sell on if a bid comes in. I think it was Swansea that was interested in him. So, whether we want to sell to a Premier League rival, I'm not too sure that we do. What do we want to say here? Well done. Just well done, Harry. So here's another one that we could potentially look to upgrade on. He isn't quite developing how we thought, but then I didn't play him enough, I think, when we first got him as a young player. So I'm too loyal to players. That's partly my problem too. I like to sign my players. They're my players, and we stick with them. But I might 97% passing completion. That's actually really, really good, isn't it? Anyway, guys, I'm rambling on a little bit here. Let's have a look at what that's done to the league table. We've ended the episode where we started, although Spurs do have a game in hand, so they could close that back up to 2 points. But that is it for today. That's it for the festive fixtures for another year. I can put the Christmas hat away for a little while. We will be back. What day is it? We'll be back on Wednesday. Do we come back for City and Arsenal? That could be just horrible, couldn't it? Well, we're in this run of fixtures, aren't we? Where we had at the start of the year. I'll tell you what. Let's come back for City and Arsenal, because they're actually big games, aren't they? If we are going to challenge for this top 4, and then we'll come back, assuming there might be an FA Cup game in there if we get through against Leicester. So we'll sort of see how that plays out. And then we can come back to the next episode, which will be Saturday? The week kind of flies by. We'll do a double header. We'll do the Anderlecht game as well. So that's sort of roughly how our week's planning out here. But as I say, guys, if you have enjoyed that, do make sure you hit thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Subscribe, ring the bell, have a look around. There's a few other saves going as well. But until next time, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. And here are some of our best goals from December. And there are quite a few. Take care.